back to my channel. Today I am doing a watercolor clown look for Halloween. I had this idea a while ago and I kind of just went with it, and I really loved the way it turned out. So without further ado, let's get to the tutorial. I started off by filling out my brows with a gel liner from ColourPop. This didn't end up making too much of a difference, but it helped with my natural hair color not showing. Moving on, I'm using a concealer that's a little bit too light for me to conceal all of my problem areas. I wanted to make sure that I was using a good light base because I'm using a lot of bright colors in this. I'm just buffing this in like normal with my beauty blender, and I am setting it with an off-white shade from the Morphe Plum palette. I'm starting off with the shade Savage from the Urban Decay Electric palette. I don't really have any rhyme or reason on where I'm placing this color. I'm just trying to make sure that certain areas are darker than others. Going into my Juvias Place Zulu palette, I'm using the yellow and the orange colors. I'm doing the same thing that I'm doing with the pink color, just kind of placing it wherever I see fit. I am going back and forth and darkening up any areas that I want a little bit darker because I want some contrast between the dark and the light to kind of give more of a watercolor effect. Once I had a better idea of the look that I had going, I started to move the color out from the top of my eye to the bottom of my eye to get more of that clown shape. Notice that I'm using stippling motions and instead of sweeping motions. I don't want this color to be all the way blended out. Moving on to the other eye, I'm repeating the same steps but with cooler colors. I'm using blues and greens from the Urban Decay Electric palette and Juvias Place Zulu palette. Once I'm satisfied with the shape of the shadows, I'm moving on to water-activated paints. I'm using Mehron Paradise paints. The more liquid you use with these, the more opaque they are. To get more of the watercolor stain effect, I'm dotting the paint on first and then blotting it out with my fingers. I'm basically repeating this step with all of the colors that I used on my face, but in paint form. If I didn't have the right color, I would just mix some of my paints together. Sometimes it's better when there's a variation of color because sometimes it helps certain spots look darker than others, which helps with the stain effect. Next, to add even more detail, I'm taking some of the water-activated paints with a lot of water on my brush and I am splattering it across my face wherever I kind of feel like it. I'm of course repeating the same steps on the other side, just with cooler colors. Once I was satisfied with that, I took a black gel liner to make some accents. I didn't want to make the accents too complicated because I wanted the focus to be on the colors, so I made them super simple with just some dots on the top and bottom of the eye shapes. And I dotted some color with the same technique used on my eyes on the nose as well. Using Kat Von D's tattoo liner and Trooper, I'm drawing a simple circle around my nose. For the lips, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Midnight. Once I'm finished applying it like normal, I'm just sweeping it along the corners of my mouth to create that clown shape. For the neck, I'm just taking water-activated paints with a lot of water and letting them drip down my neck and patting a few parts in. Once I'm finished with that, because like I said, I wanted to make it more simple, I'm just doing some basic black lines running down my neck and some dots at the bottom. Just pop some lashes on in your wig of choice and the look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're following me on Instagram, I've been posting every day since October 1st. I did not film all of the looks that I've done this month, but I did film a handful. So if there's any tutorials that you guys want that I've filmed, I will do my best to put them together. All of my social media will be linked in the description box below, including my Instagram and my Twitter, so please follow me there if you'd like to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.